The streets will never make you grow. It's not a seed, it's a gutter. There's no happy endings in this life. So this is my message to you. The streets will never love you back.
Hey guys, well, today I got another Bad Avenue story for you. Today I'm going to be talking about Tommy Karate. A lot of you guys like to hear the stories about Tommy Pitera. You know, Tommy Pitera, this is a guy back in the day that me and my friends we looked up to. He was one of the guys on Bad Avenue throughout Bensonhurst, Gravesend, that eventually was a killer, like a few other guys in my neighborhood. And growing up, these are guys that we wanted to be like. Now, when you hear these stories, I just want everyone to know that I do not glorify these men. Back in the day when I was a kid, I looked up to them, but they are men that I do not look up to today. You know, when you're a kid, you look up to the wrong people sometimes when you don't have direction. And I didn't have too much direction when I was a kid. Me and my friends growing up on Beth Avenue, there was a lot of bad guys we looked up to. If I could go back, I would reverse and look up to the good guys because that's what I want to be in my life. I want to be a good guy. Now, Tommy Karate was a street thug that eventually became a made guy in the Bonanno crime family. I heard a lot of stories of him growing up. Actually, a friend of mine's mother was very close with him. I won't mention her name. She was a bartender at the time. And she actually told Billy Bright when Tommy Karate first came around that be careful of hanging out with Tommy Karate because Tommy Karate is going to get you in trouble. She knew all about Tommy Karate. Here's a photo of Billy Bright and Tommy Karate. Now, this is Tommy Karate before he even got straightened out, and then he got straightened out maybe a little time after this. Now, Tommy, as we know, he loved martial arts. He looked up to Bruce Lee. He wanted to be like a Bruce Lee guy. He went to Tokyo, studied in Japan, and eventually, after 27 months over there, he came back to New York and he joined the Bonanno crime family. When he joined the Bonanno crime family, he was close with Alphonse and Delicado. Okay, and after they killed the three captains, he became very friendly with Frankie Lino and Anthony Sparrow. Now, Anthony Sparrow had the Bath Avenue crew. And growing up, we loved Anthony Sparrow, Frankie the Chico, and those guys. You know what? As you become a man, you look different after all the shit that I've been through in my life. Doing prison time, losing a lot of friends, of being murdered on the street, and just growing up the hard way. Now that I'm a father of two, I look at life totally different. And if I could change anyone's life out there, whether you're a grown up, you're a kid, and you look at my story and you're inspired by it, I went down a black hole. I screwed up my life, and every day I'm trying to make my crooked path straight. I got some photos as I'm going to talk. I'm going to tell the story behind it. Now, these are photos of Tommy and his crew back in the day with the DEA taking photos of them, and Tommy's under surveillance. And these are close-up personal photos. This is a photo of Tommy Karate walking with Anthony Sparrow, having a walk talk. This is actually on Bay 16th and Cropsey Avenue. This is my block. Okay, that's Cropsey Avenue, Bay 16th Street. I lived on the corner of Bath Avenue and Bay 16th Street. This is the Justice Lounge under surveillance. Here's a photo of Tommy Karate walking with Eddie Lino. This is after they kill Willie Boy Johnson. Just look at this photo when they kill Willie Boy Johnson. Willie Boy Johnson gets hit like 12 times. Look at all the bullet holes. If you count them, you got one, two, three, four, five, six. I think he even hit him in the head like 6 times. This guy, what they did to him, that this hit was by Kojak and Tommy Karate. And after Tommy Karate killed Willie Boy Johnson, he came to Bay 23rd and he actually made me read him the article of the paper the next day in the Post or the Daily News. And he said, read me this article with his little Mickey Mouse voice. But he was a fad guy. And back in the day, no one was going to fuck with Tommy. That's for sure. And this is the life Tommy liked. You know, he liked the fact that people feared him. But he was a ruthless guy, and he'd kill you in a minute. I heard a lot of stories from a friend of mine's mother that there was a good-looking guy, actually, that was a partner of his in Justice Lounge. And after a while, he didn't want the guy as a partner. And he was very mad at the guy that the guy was a little more taller than him, and he was handsome than him. He was a little more good-looking than him. And when he walked in, he always had a little authority, this guy. And Tommy didn't like the fact that he had authority. And Tommy ended up killing him, chopping him up. So, being a partner with Tommy Karate, you didn't live a long life being his partner. That's for sure. Here's one of his arrest photos. There's Billy Bright next to Tommy. The woman is Barbara Lambrose. She was some kind of drug pusher, drug dealer back in the day. These are a bunch of guys that got pinched with him. You got the guy Manny Mayer in there. You got Billy Bright on the side of him. A couple other guys. You got Kojak. Here's another photo of the Colombians. Now, he killed the Colombians in Bensonhurst. And when he killed these Colombians, he did this with Frankie Jupiter. Okay, I spent time with Frankie Jupiter in Lewisburg Penitentiary. Frankie Jupiter is a guy that's from Manhattan. Frankie Jupiter didn't like Tommy Karate, actually. I think he took a bit of 20-something years. He's home now. But he did this hit with Frankie Jupiter. When they killed these guys were carrying like 20 kilos of cocaine. And what happened was Tommy wanted to drive these guys after he killed them to a place in Staten Island where he was going to bury them. And he was going to take the car. What happened was they didn't know how to drive a stick shift. So they left the car where they killed them. And that's where they found the bodies. But here's another photo of Barbara Lambrose. There's a photo with Tommy Karate. I don't even know why Tommy Karate actually took this photo. I would think that he'd be very paranoid of taking photos back in the day. And here's a pen gun that they found in Tommy Karate's possession. A pen gun found in Pitera's apartment on Emmons Avenue. That's in Sheepshead Bay. Now, Tommy had a couple apartments all over the place, and it's really funny because Tommy Karate, believe it or not, he never even had a parking ticket. If this guy was to commit a hit, he would park his car like 5 blocks away and walk to where he had to go to kill somebody. He would never, ever go directly to the scene where he had to kill somebody. He was very smart and clever, Tommy Karate. Smart guy, but he wasn't that smart. Here's a photo of Manny Mayo. He was a guy that would set up a lot of drug dealers. He was involved in a couple hits. But Tommy was the type of guy, he was a gangster's gangsters. The gangsters loved him. You know what? I'm surprised they didn't kill Tommy on the street because Tommy was a dangerous guy. And the saying goes, he killed like 60 people. And when he killed Joe Pizza, Joe Pizza was a tough guy in my neighborhood with his hands. Joe Pizza, he hit you, he just break your face open. He hit you, he break a bone. That's how he was big. And once he got in that car with Tommy Karate, everyone knew Joe Pizza wasn't coming back. At this time, Joe Pizza was in the neighborhood shaking down wise guys. He was walking to wise guys' bars. He was demanding money. And eventually, a lot of heat came on him. There was a lot of wise guys running to Anthony Sparrow, telling Sparrow, you know what? Joe Pizza keeps on coming to my bar. Okay, he's demanding money. And Anthony, you have to do something about this. Eventually, Anthony reached out to Tommy, took him for a walk, and he told Tommy, listen, this Joe Pizza got to go. And Joe Pizza, that's it. Never seen him no more. He was gone. Here's a photo of Tommy Karate with his wife Celeste. His wife Celeste actually overdosed with Phyllis Birdie. That was Frankie Gange's girlfriend. After she overdosed, Tommy Karate tells Frankie Gange, you have to call Phyllis in. I want to talk to her. Now, Frankie Gange didn't know that Tommy Karate was going to kill Phyllis Birdie. So Frankie Gange tells her, Phyllis, Tommy wants to talk to you. Frankie Gange lures Phyllis to an apartment. As soon as Phyllis enters the apartment, Tommy Karate shoots her right in the head. Tommy was a sick fuck like that. When he shoots him in the head, Frankie Gange is just looking like in shock. Like, what the fuck just happened? Frankie Gange thought he was going to get killed too. And then Tommy Karate puts her in the bathtub, takes off his clothes, and starts chopping her up. He cuts off her head, puts it in a plastic bag, and he keeps it in his refrigerator. Now, this is a guy that should have got killed in the street, 100%. But the mob kept him alive because, you know what? He was fed, and he had a fed crew. Eventually, he would have ended up like Roy DeMayo, 100%. He would have got found in the trunk. But Frankie Gange was driving around one day drunk. He gets pulled over by the cops. He decided to cooperate. When he cooperated, he gave up a whole bunch of murders. Tommy got picked up, went to trial, got convicted of 6 murders, but he beat that Willie Boy Johnson murder. They didn't have no proof. That's why a lot of people say go to trial. He never got convicted of the Willie Boy Johnson murder. I'm sure if Kojak would have came forward, he would have got convicted of that murder. But he never got convicted of the Willie Boy Johnson murder. And when Tommy went to trial, they were seeking the death sentence. And the prosecutor told the judge, Your Honor, I want the death sentence. And Tommy Karate pointed to the prosecutor. He said, you could give me the death sentence. He said, but you know what? He says, I want a firing squad. He said, I want you to pull the trigger. And the prosecutor just looked at him like he was crazy. But Tommy was a proud guy. Even when he got convicted, he gave the thumbs up to the media that were taking the coverage of him, the photos and, all the media of him. And this is how Tommy was. Till this day, Tommy's very proud of who he is. And he has no sorrow, 100% no sorrow. Eddie Leno is with him in this photo. Look at Tommy, the way he's dressed. And if you notice in this photo, as he's talking, what he's doing is he's covering his mouth. If he's under surveillance, this way the feds can't hear him. Look at that photo. He's covering his mouth. This way no one could read his lips. That's how clever he thought he was. But he couldn't be that clever because sooner or later the game is up. This is just a quick Tommy Karate story. I know you guys love these stories. I wanted to share these stories with you. Now, today's Sunday. I'm probably going to go live later on around 6 p.m. I got to run out around 4 o'clock quick to a couple stores. But listen, later on, I'll see you guys later, and hopefully we could chop it up. Thank you for listening to the story. I hope you enjoyed it. And until the next video, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.
The streets will never make you grow. It's not a seed, it's a gutter. There's no happy endings in this life. So this is my message to you. The streets will never love you back.